One day I was scrolling through Reddit and came across a post talking about the most pay-to-win Minecraft server in existence. Upon looking more into the server, all I could find was one video, and immediately I was intrigued. Heading to the server's store, I was unknowingly about to browse the supposed biggest Minecraft store in existence, selling a crazy amount of very expensive Minecraft perks and ranks, and was about to join one of the game's oldest servers with a very long history and an interesting owner. Just how much money has the server made over the roughly 14 years it has been active? Who are the two players that spent over $100,000 each? Why do people play such a pay-to-win server? And who is the mysterious owner who seems to have deep roots in the earliest days of the game? Today we explore and uncover EcoCityCraft, Minecraft's potentially most pay-to-win server, and how there is a lot more to it than meets the eye. This is EcoCityCraft, a server focused on its economy, markets, shops, jobs, and more. It's one of the last remaining of a dying breed of servers known as economy servers, of which were very popular throughout the early 2010s. The server's current map has been running for about 4 years, with its economy and money not having reset for 6 to 7 years roughly. What makes economy servers different from your average SMP, besides the focus on money, is that you often have to unlock features that are normally available in vanilla Minecraft through gameplay, which can be sped up using real money. For example, to access the Nether on EcoCityCraft, you need the Survivor rank, of which you need to rank up to obtain through spending money. There's even different features and rules for each dimension where different things can happen. There are a lot of other custom features on EcoCityCraft too, but that's the gist of how economy servers work. You can think of them as functioning similar-ish to real life. Money runs everything, and you need money to do and access most things. Let's check out the server's infamous store, which supposedly is the biggest Minecraft server store there is, mind you. A server store which at one stage earned the most money per player of any Minecraft server store, but we'll get into that later. But first, do you want to win a brand new iPhone 16 Pro Max just by doing a bit of gaming? Well, this video sponsor, Lords Mobile, will have you covered. Lords Mobile is easily the best strategy game I've ever played in a very long time. No more of this clash of crap garbage, get with the times. Lords Mobile is where it's at. Now you might be thinking, Mr. Epic, what makes Lords Mobile the best game to grace this earth since Minecraft itself? Well, it's the strategy, obviously. In Lords Mobile, you build a kingdom with various key structures, then train powerful armies, all in order to conquer your enemies. You can even pick from multiple different heroes to use too. Here's my favorite one, the Songstress of the Sea, which I love due to her huge harp. Minecraft faction servers may have died a few years ago, but don't worry, because Lords Mobile has some awesome guilds which you can either create or join and then go into battle with. In fact, you can even join my guild. We'll get to that in a second though. 1.9 Minecraft PvP sucks now, so engage in intense PvP and PvE battles in Lords Mobile instead. You can even fight in huge real-time kingdom vs kingdom guild wars. And don't take it from me, take it from this random streamer.
Lords Mobile is the most advanced game I've ever played, and someone even as dumb as me can use it.
Download Lords Mobile today, join my guild, and have the chance to win an iPhone 16 Pro Max, as well as claiming up to $500 worth of in-game rewards just by logging in. Thanks to Lords Mobile for sponsoring this video. First, there's the ranks, which might seem pretty normal at first glance. There's even a free trial rank, but then you realize that these ranks and prices only last 30 days. That's right, the server's top rank costs almost $100 per month. Then there's the features. Now, features are perks, abilities, and commands that are sold individually. So for example, for $8.25, you can buy access to the /feed command, which fills up your hunger bar. There are a lot of these features. In fact, there's so many that there's an entire wiki page dedicated to explaining what each of them do. Some of the more expensive features, such as Wizard, cost $110 and allow players to upgrade any custom magic tool in their possession once every 30 days. On this page alone, I counted 35 perks, with prices ranging from $6 to over $100. However, that's just the tier 1 features. You can see if you click this menu here, we have a few higher tier feature upgrades that you can also purchase. These are effectively upgrades to other features. For example, if you purchase the tier 1 /back command, which allows you to type /back to teleport to your last location, you can also purchase the back plus command, allowing you to use the back command in the nether and end dimensions too. Once again, the tier 2 features range from $6 $50 to over $100. And don't worry, because we have not one, but two more tiers of feature upgrades you can also purchase, although not all perks can be upgraded this far. Most notably are Wizard Plus 2 at $110 and then Wizard Plus 3 at $220, which for the amount I'm paying, better make me a wizard in real life too. The final category of features is monthly spawners. These are straightforward. You buy one and then get access to a kit spawner command, which has a 30-day or 1-month cooldown, so every month you can get a certain number of spawners. Moving on to the extras now. Here in the extras category, you can directly purchase experience, which on the server allows you to also purchase special items and tools. You can then also buy a variety of pets, with basically every single mob in the game being available to purchase here, with prices ranging from $8 to around $50 for the more prestigious Ender Dragon pets. Then you've got boosts, which allow you to increase the level of an item or tool, as well as earn more money when selling specific items. You can of course straight up buy in-game money too, as well as a special currency known as Cosmo Coins. Then there's also a variety of crate keys you can purchase, with the most expensive bundle being the 20 God Drops or 20 Job Apparel keys, setting you back a cool $330. You can even buy a kit that allows you to get a certain number of rare keys every week. Now, there is also an additional Skyblock store for their Skyblock mode that features some stuff such as an $859 monthly spawner bundle amongst dozens of other purchasable goods, but since Skyblock is not currently online and doesn't seem to be the main attraction of the server, we won't focus on that for now. So, seeing this server's crazy store, some of you may be thinking, why would anybody willingly play it? And that's a good question. But to truly understand that, we need to first understand the server's extremely unique history, as well as the owner of the server's very unique past. Be sure to subscribe for more server deep dive videos like this, by the way. No pressure. This is Andrew KM. He has been the owner of the server since its inception way back in 2011. Initially, our first interaction may have got off on the wrong foot, but after spending a decent amount of time talking with him, I have to say I've learnt a lot of very interesting things. To start, EcoCityCraft is one of the oldest running servers still left in Minecraft. Originally, Andrew set up the server for his brother and his friend in early 2011, but then decided to make it public in July of that same year, allowing players to apply to be whitelisted before eventually opening it up entirely to the public not long after. This year will mark the server's 14th anniversary, and if you go to their hub, you can even see that they have a whole archive server set up where you can explore the server's many older maps, spawns, and hubs, which includes their legacy map that ran from 2011 to 2018. There's a lot of warps you can go and check out too. Now, the server didn't have a super smooth start, and didn't begin as a pay-to-win server whatsoever, as a matter of fact. As Andrew told me, not long after the server went public, he was struggling to afford to run the server and keep it up, even making a post on the web hosting talk forums asking for advice. You see, back in 2011, the server sold nothing at all. It didn't even have a store. Andrew even sold his iPhone to continue paying for server costs at one point. A player named WeLikeIke22 told him he should start selling player perks and money to fund the server, to which Andrew was skeptical of, but tried anyways. In 2011, there wasn't proper server store support like Tabex yet, which is the payment processor all Minecraft servers use today, and as such, the way EcoCity's first donation system worked was through a little PayPal menu like this, where you could pay for specific features like the ability to teleport or directly purchase in-game money. This right here was likely one of the first ever server stores Minecraft would ever see. Now that the server was able to fund itself, it could also grow. Andrew continued adding more and more goods to his server store over time, and by 2012, not even a year after the server began, it already had an active community, seeing anywhere from 120 to 250 concurrent players online. EcoCityCraft quickly became one of the most popular and recognized Minecraft servers in the early 2010s, allowing Andrew to gain a good deal of influence. He would even befriend some of the Bucket developers, the individuals who created the Minecraft server software almost all servers at the time used, some of which eventually becoming Mojang developers, and attended all Minecons, even going as an exhibitor on behalf of Spigot in 2013. Side note, Andrew's Minecraft account has 14 capes total, including every single Minecon cape, making it one of the most valuable accounts in existence. He sold it for $45,000 in 2022, and it last sold for 2.6 Bitcoin, or about $250,000 roughly 2 months ago. According to Andrew, the Spigot server software, which eventually succeeded Bucket and would form the foundation of the server software that many of the game's biggest servers used, some of which still using today, was actually originally created for EcoCityCraft, when Andrew requested some performance changes from a Bucket developer. And he has some degree of proof for this claim. You can see that Andrew's profile on the Spigot forums, the #1 place server owners download plugins and discuss server administration, is the second account ever created, only behind the website's founder, MD5. Spigot now has over 2.2 million members, mind you. So it's clear that Andrew had a lot of influence and involvement in the early Minecraft community, even speaking with Jeb and Notch at one stage. As the years went on, EcoCityCraft's player count and activity remained somewhat consistent. The server managed to earn a revenue of 100 to 200k yearly throughout the 2010s. And keep in mind, this is obviously before advertising costs, hosting costs, development and more, whilst also having an average player base of 1 to 200. But in 2020, as the world was swept by a pandemic, something incredible happened. In 2020 and 2021, with the pandemic ongoing, EcoCityCraft saw player counts close to 300 at peak. Furthermore, in 2020, the server would have its most financially successful year yet. 2 players individually donated around $100,000 each to the server, one being a successful stock trader, and another being a member of the Qatar royal family, as Andrew told me. With the help of both of these players, the server saw sky-high revenue over $600,000 in 2020, an insane figure. Both players became eligible for EcoCityCraft's top special supporter rank, the Elon Musk rank, of which you can only earn if you spend a certain amount of real money total on the server. 2 players have spent enough to obtain the investor rank, 7 have the benefactor rank, and an insane 73 people have spent $2,500 total obtaining the sponsor rank, which is kind of crazy considering how much it costs. However, throughout 2022 and 2023, the server's popularity did begin to dwindle, and as such, so did its revenue. As Andrew told me, even for his server, purchasing advertising slots on server listing websites got far too expensive for him to afford. Certain servers were paying upwards of $5,000 to $10,000 per month for these slots, with some paying over $25,000 monthly. As he told me, he can no longer compete with the big dogs, and while he was once able to spend that 5 to 10k per month, it has now been over a year since he could afford one. This is a topic I've made videos about before. The Minecraft server space is very much feast or famine. If you aren't making big bucks, you can't afford to properly compete. And if you can no longer compete, you can't get players, or in EcoCityCraft's case, your player count gradually declines, meaning you only make less money and fall further and further into obscurity. While Andrew's server was once making over $1,000 a day, now it doesn't make nearly as much. Andrew has continued to add more packages and goods over the years to the store in an attempt to make more money, but this past year or two, it just hasn't had the same results. In February, the server made about $3,000, which while initially sounding like a lot of money, is not even enough by itself to purchase advertising slots on the most visited websites. It's really hard to compete in the modern Minecraft server scene, and remaining relevant for over 10 years is even more impressive. One thing about Andrew which I appreciate is that unlike many other server owners who will try to claim their server isn't pay to win or doesn't feature gambling in the form of crates, Andrew is upfront about it. He knows his server is pay to win and features crates, and if you ask him, he will tell you as such. There's no BS with Andrew, he will tell you how it is. Spending 5 to 10k a month on advertising slots to keep the server active means you are spending almost $100,000 a year, if not more, on advertising alone, and as such, Andrew knows that his server likely would have not survived nearly as long as it has if it wasn't for its huge pay-to-win store. And when you have people who have played the server for years, wanting the server to continue to remain playable for years to come, Andrew's customize your character type store was one of the only options he saw to continue to make money to do as such. But what is a Minecraft server without its community, right? So I hopped onto the server's Discord to ask the players about their experiences with the server, as well as their thoughts on its monetization. First of all though, one thing I really want to stress is how close and tight-knit the community is. Remember that player, we like Ike22, who was the one to suggest to Andrew to set up a store to fund the server? Well, when he unfortunately passed away due to COVID, a memorial was set up on the server for him, with many players leaving kind words. That just goes to show how much of a family some of the community is. I talked with a player who had spent $75,000 on the server, of which they had been playing since they were 11, and it had made up a big part of their childhood. They said that the main reason they spent money over the years was not to gain in-game advantages or to get ahead in typical pay-to-win fashion, but instead to keep the server up and running, as there were a lot of people on the server they cared about and would never see again if it shut down. Another player who also joined in 2012, playing now for almost 13 years on and off, spending about $10,000 to $15,000 total, mentioned that they also donated to ensure the server remains functional and running, as it had been a big part of their life over the years, allowing them to relax and get away from the hardships of real life. They mentioned that while the server may seem very pay to win at first glance, if you played as a free-to-play player, you'd be able to have a very similar experience to a paying player, just throttled or slowed down. A player who asked to remain anonymous but also joined in 2012 mentioned that when they joined, it had always been easy to earn money in-game and pay others in-game money to get them to buy you paid features without having to spend real money yourself. This player told me they liked the fact that there were many ways to make money and keep yourself busy on the server, which is what kept them playing a lot. EcoCityCraft has an in-game $to USD conversion rate decided on by the community and demand, which is how players can get paid perks without spending their own real money. This player also did mention, however, that they believed it may be harder to start out as a new player these days, with the economy inflating over time, which Andrew has also mentioned is a tough issue to deal with, especially on a server where the economy is so important. Clarinet Phoenix, who began as a player in 2014 and worked her way up to becoming one of the owners or managers of the server, initially was drawn to it due to its welcoming community, challenging and detailed economy, as well as player-driven shops and markets, something she says was very hard to find on other economy servers. Asking her about the server's monetization, and she echoes similar sentiments to Andrew, mentioning that while the store may feature a lot of goods that can help you become one of the richest players on the server, it was necessary for the server to remain functional for all these years. Like many other long-time players, she tells me she's happy spending money since it supports a server and community she truly enjoys spending time in. Like Andrew, when it comes to the server's monetization, she is upfront and honest about it, also mentioning that non-paying players can earn or use many of the paid perks in-game through paying other players in-game money or asking the community for help. She even hosts events on the server, such as this Spleef one I joined, where you can earn money or store credit for winning, which seem to be somewhat common occurrences. So, despite what it may look like from an outsider's point of view, majority of the individuals playing the server seemingly take no or very little issue with its store, viewing it as a means to an end to keep the server operational, and stating that it doesn't harm gameplay whatsoever. And while I initially thought I would be joining a predatory, pay-to-win, greedy, money-hungry server, what I actually found was a long-lasting, tight-knit, mature community, a dedicated server owner, and lots of awesome history. So, it seems like Minecraft's most pay-to-win server may not be nearly as bad as it looks at first glance. I hope you all enjoyed the video. Be sure to subscribe. Thank you all so much for watching.